Alright guys, I'm here back with more NieR Automata. We are continuing on chapter 15, I think we just got to. So we're very close to the ending and there's 17 chapters. I would love to finish the game by the end of today. Where are we going? I have no clue where I'm going here. Oh, Flooded City, right? Yeah, so let's go. Also gonna still listen to the Brother Live feed update. Almost done. But might as well wrap that up.
They need to know because they need to vote with them because they can't vote against Christian Alyssa and then Christian stay. That would be terrible. So they're kind of concerned about this.
We can try to finish this today.
But they're not sure where it's going to go. Hannah ends up joining them. And
still gotta watch Australian Survivor and the challenge. And I want to finish that in my video.
Hannah thinks
I did get spoiled on Australian Survivor, by the way, which I'm pretty surprised that it happened here. Not surprised that it happened, but surprised that it happened in this episode.
And Claire's like, would you have this against Brittany? He's like, yeah. So, I'd have, you and Tiff and Kai, and Claire's like, you wouldn't have Kai. Kai's with Sarah Beth. Right, yeah, no, wouldn't have Kai, right? But no, I would have, you 1, 2, 3, and then, I'd have, you wouldn't have the Jokers, probably, because they vote for Brittany, right? And then, I'm sure I'd have the votes, as long as she, she didn't put up one of my votes, but she would put up one of your votes. That's a smart thing to do. Right, yeah, but it's fine.
There's something written here.
Yeah, like you got caught there. She was like, I'll have the votes because of the cookout, but once Claire was getting into the votes, it was like, you can't pretend to have 3 of the cookout votes because all 3 of them should be voting the other way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting to people not noticing, like, ooh, I might have, exposed myself a little bit here, and I'm wondering if Claire picked up on, her, some of everything is so smart and so good at this game, making such a big error with these numbers. I wonder if Claire is going to recognize that and be like, does she have something else going on that she's unaware of?
Tiffany chimes in. She says, they're like, Tiffany, what do you think Sarah Beth will do? Tiffany says, doesn't matter, she's got to throw the HOH. She wants to go back to nobody noticing her. She thought, oh, I'm just sitting here in my hole and nobody will notice me, and then nobody will remember that I'm here. And then she got put up and she was like, what? How did you notice me? How did you see that I was here? I must have done something wrong. She's going to want to crawl back into her hole, which is good for us. She's going to want to throw this HOH.
Do you think that's true? I wasn't sure if I agreed with that or not. I was kind of like, I feel like because she was she's going to have some authority.
God damn it. So I'm actually going to really do this.
Did feel like she wanted to go and hide back again, so I'm wondering if that's why they are thinking that Sarah Beth is going to do the same. But I feel like Sarah Beth would want to have some power and seek some revenge. She seems a little bit like someone that would prefer to do that.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on who she feels she wants to seek revenge against, right? It's because if she feels like she's able to win Alyssa and X back over, and she's not going to go after them, there's still no reason for her to go after the Jokers. Who does she go after? She still feels good with Tiffany and Claire. She now feels good with Kyle and Derek X. So she would have to make a move either against
barely got through
the former Kings,
that was pretty
the Queens, or the Jokers. And I don't think she really wants to do any one of those things, but she recognizes that she should be doing something, but she doesn't always want to actually do it. So I don't think she'll actively throw the HOH after she did this week and then got burned so hard. But I think that Tiffany is spot on about her motivation, because I think that she was exactly doing that. She was thinking nobody will see me, and then got nominated. Was like, what the hell? How does
I guess I should be using
that. I thought I was hiding.
Hannah definitely also was just kind of like, I'm just gonna.
He's like, what does hijack boost do?
Not be targeted for at least the next 2 weeks. I got this, and it's kind of like, oh shoot, like people are recognizing that I'm here.
Oh, that's not that helpful.
Really smart, and,
I was hoping to give us more time.
So, Hannah's definitely been playing more, so I wouldn't be surprised if the power came into Sarah Beth's hand that she would make a bigger move. I don't think she would want
Those
to hide
aren't that helpful.
Well, in regards to the Jokers, they want to talk to the Jokers and try to figure out where their heads are at. Ideally, they want the Jokers to tell Christian and Alyssa that they're not voting for Christian to stay first, so that they can then be like, ah, we don't.
Something there'll be a thing that gives us. Wait, where am I? Oh,
Tiffany
shit.
says, like, this is the right move. Tiffany says, America loves Derek. And Claire's like, I don't know, I think they might love Hannah.
Shit.
Or, sorry, no. I think they might love Brittany. And Tiffany's like, no. Claire's like, I don't know, they really like Nicole, right? Like, spunky, sort of like enthusiastic. Tiffany's like, she's not like Nicole. She's like, oh, it's not exactly like Nicole. She's like, no, listen. America loves
Shit.
Derek. They are cheering for him to succeed this week. He's the underdog. He's taking out
Barely
the big
got
dog. And we have to be on the right side of it. All right? Claire's like, I feel like trying to guess what America wants is a losing battle.
She was right though about it. We love Derek X. And they're all saying that Ricky's like Nicole Anthony, but louder. So it's kind of funny. It's probably because they have a similar accent. Are they from the same part of the U.S.?
I don't know.
That sounds similar, I guess. Sort of.
So I thought this was interesting because I do genuinely think that Tiffany, I mean, she's talked about it before. Like, part of the reason she's with the cookout is she feels like that's what America wants of her. And I think she genuinely feels like Derek X is also very popular. And I think she genuinely is like, I want to be on the right side of America. I think she wants to, you know, she says, I'm not playing with these people, I'm playing these people. I don't think she's playing for us. I think she's playing us, too. I think she wants to make sure that because listen, part of Tiffany's whole thing, part of what makes her so good at the game is that and she's talked about this, too, to the cameras, she just hates it when people don't like her. And that there's like an issue. And she wants everyone to just like her and be okay. And it's, you know, it's kind of similar to Frenchie in that way, but she's a lot better at it. And so she checks in with people all the time, and she makes sure that she's good, and she's moving, and she's making moves. She wants America to like her as well. And I think that she wants to make sure that she is on the right side.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's shit then. Like, what the fuck?
I think that's
I was gonna create a thing on the back.
Approach, and I can understand what kind of backlash could happen if she did go against the cookout. Just optically, it just wouldn't look great. And she, you know, as much as people be like, she's playing the game, there's going to be millions of people that will be maybe disappointed in her. And I think that disappointment also might be driving her to be keeping this together. Like, she doesn't want to disappoint, you know, a whole race here in this situation. And then in terms of like wanting to decide with, you know, America, who America likes by supporting what Derek X
Fuck
wants,
off! I keep on hitting the
that's
fucking thing.
her in her way to like
Damn it.
get some powers. She might be able to then maybe make a move against the cookout and still have a lot of support from, you know, the audience and the world at large. And so I think that she just wants to have many people like her and not be disappointed in her actions. So I think that she just wants to do the best that she can in all angles so that people won't disappoint her. She'll be mad. Twitter's great. She is on Twitter, right?
Fuck.
So maybe she's seen how people have reacted to certain things that she just wants to avoid.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's you know, very much ingrained in the fan base. I mean,
Oh wait, what? That can move?
We saw last
I didn't pay
season
attention.
that
Fuck.
people were terrified of the fans because they played before and they knew, and that really sort of like put a damper on, you know, a lot of the drama that, you know, could have theoretically occurred last season. But Tiffany is, you know, she's very much ingrained in the fan base as well, and she knows what kind of vitriol can come your way. Like any sane person,
I fucking hate
would
these.
prefer not to have
Fucking blocks that damage you.
Yeah. So they're also gonna just up in the HOH room. You know, Derek joins them, Ozzy joins them throughout the night. They're mostly just like laughing about Big D, and like all of the silly things that he does and says. The fact that he's told, like, there's 4 people up there and he's told them all something different about the vote this week. They're just like, this guy is ridiculous. Like, they have zero respect for
No,
his game.
fuck.
And,
I had it.
about Big D's game has
Like,
become,
I would be so sad right now. No! I fucking had it if I didn't get hit by the fucking ball.
Like, she wants to get it out because she doesn't want to have
God
him
damn
in
it.
the final 2 seed, which is looks like that's where he's going to end up. Is she still kind of riding that train? Because, like, obviously
She hasn't mentioned it in a while.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be good to get him out, because I just don't want, I want somebody in the final two, like two people that will go head to head and like you don't.
No, fuck! I just did the exact same fucking thing.
So also,
God damn it.
frustrated if he gets dragged all the way to the end and takes up all those seats.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Alright,
I'm fucked.
well, that's pretty much what we had for the night. There was a somewhat funny conversation between Azza and Hannah late at night where Azza was trying to explain why she finds Alyssa so threatening.
No!
She said she feels like
It was right there.
missed. And Hannah's like, what's that? No more missing. Like, what do you... The encyclopedia of Big Brother doesn't know what mist is?
Fuck.
She doesn't really know the show. She just knows the stats. And so Azza then goes on to explain to Hannah what mist means in the Big Brother vocabulary. And I've actually, this is funny because I feel like I've seen people talk about mist this season. And I feel like I've heard them explain mist in a similar way where people are not, seemingly not aware of its origins. They're just kind of explaining what mist theoretically means, and not that this is a Brittany Haynes invention. You know, like season 14. This is Brittany about Dan. It's funny because people used to, like, in the way that people say, like, Brittany Giesling, right? Like that's the thing. People used to, like, that's what people would be like, oh, look at, like, oh, it's Brittany's mist, like it's Dan's mist. But it got so ubiquitous that people were saying this person's mist that it, like, the newer fans to the show, I think, don't actually know the origins, and this is very interesting to me.
So the mist is misting people, like the actual origin is just like misting them.
So this thing can't be destroyed, right?
It just came from somewhere, which I think is really funny. Well, that's what's interesting about a lot of the new fans. It's kind of like, you know all these references, but have you done your homework? Like, go back and find out like where this came from.
Okay, we're in a good
but
spot.
I feel like them still using these like terminologies. At least they've done a little bit of research or homework, or heard it through the grapevine, but
fuck
I
that.
would like them to have seen that season.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about what I've got for you guys. Chantal, anything else that you wanted to bring up?
I don't think so. I think we got it all for sure.
We're now done.
All right. Well, another long one for you guys, but there's a lot happening in the house. I expect things to slow down at least a little bit here over the next couple days as we head toward a likely, pretty straightforward enough eviction here, where Chris will be our final pre-juror. But you can, of course, find us live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we will have our Roundtable podcast. Big Brother 23 will rate these players once again, update their prices on the stock watch, and talk about the week of Big Brother. There's plenty to talk about as lots of players are shifting around in their position in the game. So make sure you check that out. I will also, of course, be tweeting out the survey. You can find that on my Twitter at ArmstrongTaryn. If you want to rate the players yourself, and give your own opinion on how well you think they're going to be. If you disagreed with anything that I said in this podcast, that is your opportunity to say, hey, Taryn, you're wrong. I'm rating it this rating. And there are other questions in there as well to give your opinion on the week at large. So check all of that out. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Taryn Armstrong, where I am streaming all sorts of fun things, and you can come and ask me questions and all sorts of fun stuff. So check all of that out. Chantal, where can people find you?
I'm everywhere online, but on Instagram you can find me at ShanFriendFriend. I have all my links on YouTube. My channel is Reality.
Oh my god, that was so close.
And Darren from Nertainment, we talk about Survivor South Africa on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. So definitely if people want some more Survivor South Africa
huge structure is some kind of launch platform. A structure that size could probably shoot something into space pretty easily.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here today, and I will see all of you
Insufficient data.
next time.
Cannot confirm or deny.
So that's done. Last episode uploaded.
Promise your questions makes it pretty clear that you might not, and probably not won't get it.
And I hack into all of them, right?
I felt like this was very well handled, and all of the.
Oh shit. Yeah, that was not good. Fuck the hacking minigames. Fuck off. Get it right away. Oh, this is actually better than the other one. Wait, what? Oh, fuck off. Can't do it. Fuck! Ugh. I'm assuming we're gonna be forced to do both. I mean, shit. Okay. I might as well listen to another podcast.
Is the 4-person tribe. We start off, Lindsay, I think it was kind of like a boring challenge to start the season.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Just like run out here and smash some stuff and play this game of chance. Like if you manage to find a thing first, then run back. Like yeah, it's not a very good challenge. It's not very exciting.
Yeah, it's not really something that you could follow along with or, play along at home. It was just like we're watching people break skulls open. And ultimately, it's the group of younger women who ends up losing the first tribe. And somebody has to get sent to Exile Island, which we will see Misty Giles end up being the first person to go to Exile Island. Of course, we talked about Giles a couple weeks ago on the
That's what I was thinking when you said her name.
Misty!
That's all I could think about.
Yes. That is a very whodunit thing to have a bunch of skulls crushed.
I love Misty. I'm really sad that she went so early in the season. To be honest, I feel like she could have done very well on the show. And it's really upsetting that she goes so early. And the reason that she gets stuck behind on Exile is rock, paper, scissors.
It's some odd takes, Jess.
Are these odd?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do anything.
Misty could have been really good. Let's be real. She's better TV than Sally.
Yes. I mean, Misty was a bit of a proto Parvati who's going to show up in the next season. I mean, it's not like Parvati 1.0 is lighting the world on fire. So, yeah, I mean, Misty is bringing just about that same energy to the table. She likes papayas, Lindsay.
She does. Orgasmically delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and Sally were kind of like a 1-2 combo at Lamina, where they were trying to work over Nick and Austin.
Except Sally. Yeah, Sally's like your pal.
Oh shit.
Sally Pally.
Sally needs us.
Yeah, it was come on, Sally, and I think she calls Misty the Southern Belle or the Southern Flirt or something like that. I think Misty had potential.
I think she had potential too. Yeah, I think that she was somebody who there really wasn't a stan culture in 2006 when this season was airing. But
Oh, what the
I
fuck?
do think
Okay, I'm
that would have been the kind of
completely
thing
fucked.
where on the Survivor subreddit, I think that there would have been a lot of Misty Giles, robbed.
No, that was my fault. Damn it.
Giles.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I don't know. I think that the younger women tribe in the beginning really cracks me up, and it's mainly because of Courtney. And her
The turtle.
The turtle. they can't decide where to build a shelter, and the reason is because of Courtney. But nobody. Yeah, I feel like Danielle down the line would be a bit more outspoken, but nobody's outspoken enough to be all right, enough with the turtle, Courtney. Nobody cares. Let's build a shelter.
Yeah. Well, Sally in confessional's yeah, all right. It's the turtle that's washed up here. I don't think that was intentionally put here or anything like that.
Mother Earth, Rob. Okay. Got it.
Lindsay, we haven't talked too much about Courtney overall as a character. There's
Oh,
a lot of Courtney here on this season. Do you feel like that Courtney adds a lot to the enjoyment of the panel?
So here's the thing. Courtney, an undeniably delightful character in the sense that she brings a ton in terms of good content. She seems insufferable. To spend even 5 minutes with Courtney seems unbearable.
Seems like a lot.
A lot. Yeah, I can't imagine. And I will say, we'll get there eventually, but I watched a lot of these episodes on 1.5. Courtney's fire dancing on 1.5X is truly something to behold.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild that they got the fire sticks.
Yeah, very bizarre addition to the season, and she's just like, oh, we can all play. It's a toy for everyone.
Yes.
Nobody go near those, please.
Producers really wanted to. They must have been very impressed with how cool the fire sticks were.
My body.
Yeah.
Those
Weird Burning Man stuff from Courtney.
memories. But why?
So a lot of the action is going to focus on the older tribe, and every time I've gone back and looked at this, I guess this is the third time through Survivor Panama for me. Just I'm so impressed with Timbertina, and I really am more convinced than ever that she would have been. I think she would have played 3 times had they not divided the tribes in this way. And she ran into the buzzsaw that was Cerie Fields.
100%. Here's the thing, in a normal season where they're not split into 4 tribes of 4, like, Cerie is immediately someone who's on the chopping block as, like, oh, the weakest member of our tribe. She's afraid of leaves, you know, like, vote this woman out. But she's so good socially. And not only that, but it's obvious from the get-go that Tina's going through, like, a really rough time. And she's spending a lot of time alone, which is time away from socializing with people you've just met. So I completely agree. I also think that if she had come on not 5 months after her son was in a car accident and passed away, I think she'd do a lot better as well, just socially. She'd be in a better headspace for the game. Yeah, I was really impressed with her. Like, the amount that she does in 1 episode is amazing.
Sure, and I certainly always remember her as a provider for the group in terms of they got the fire going and the water, and then she finds the fish.
Find the fish.
Which is sort of like foreshadowing, like, for, like, Cerie is going to end up with a fish of her own at the end of the season. But Lindsay, she's so good in confessional also.
Yeah, she's really great. She's such a presence, and she knows so much. Like, she's just so good outside. Like, she's the exact opposite of Cerie in that she, like, was made for all of the outdoor stuff. And it just sucks so much that, like, she doesn't have any idea that she's going up against what will end up being one of the greatest players in the history of this show. And then there are only 2 other, like, nobody people seasons.
Yeah,
They're on the
Ruth
drive.
Yeah.
And, like, there's nowhere for her to go. And if there had been any other configuration, I think she would have made it so far.
Yeah, it's insane that Cerie is able to pull this off. She's just, you know, like a tiger boxed into a corner here from the start, and I don't know how she did this.
Yeah, she just sees a threat coming for her, and she's like, these 2 seem like I could hold them under my sway here, and she just goes to work, and you just immediately see what she is capable of.
Why did they go with her?
No idea.
My best guess is that Tina was, like, off on her own, because we see her like writing her son's name in the sand, and it does seem like, I think it's that paired with Cerie getting in their minds of like, we won't be able to beat her at the end, guys. I know this is like day 2, but we can't beat her at the end.
That's the thing. She somehow manages to convince them that they should already start thinking about how they're going to beat her in 37 more days. Like, if we can't beat her, she's a huge threat. Look how good she is. And Cerie does this amazing job too of like completely depersonalizing her, which is like, oh, what's the lumberjack lady doing? And just like does such a good job of alienating her, and it sucks so much that Tina's going through all this bad stuff because she just wasn't there to defend herself.
Yeah,
like, oh, brutal.
You know, I think it's an interesting, like, sort of paper that somebody could do about Cerie's nicknames, and so I think that Andrea had told me on the podcast once, if Cerie gives you a nickname, it's a good thing, but I'm not sure if, like, the nickname needs to have your name in it, like Officer Sarah, and I forget what her nickname was for Andrea. I don't know if she called her, like, Princess or something like that. So I'm not sure necessarily if it's a positive or a negative when Cerie has a nickname for you. I think if it has your first name in it, it's more of a positive.
Yeah, she's not trying to depersonalize you if your name is in her nickname. Yeah. Cerie shouldn't be able to pull off what she does, but it is just a sign of things to come that she just slips in, ingratiates herself with everybody, and suddenly everybody loves Serene.
Where's the next
And
resource
suddenly
recovery
she's at
unit?
the final five, and you're like, how did you get here?
Yeah. In such a position of strength as well. She just like takes it like a little bit at a time. Anything else from the first episode that we really, spend just like a quick snippet with each of the tribes before we go back to the community challenge?
Not much beyond Misty pretends she found the idol.
Yes.
In the most obvious way possible. And I agree with Lindsay. Lindsay, you brought this up a little bit earlier about how, like, she gets completely screwed in terms of, like, the clue she gets. Why? And he doesn't even emphasize the word why that much, I will say.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Jeff emphasized it enough.
Yes. So he says, and think about why you're here. And as for your first clue, you've already heard it.
Yeah, he says, like, why you got left behind. So she's like, is it behind me?
Behind me? I mean, I don't blame her for thinking that. It does make logical sense.
So this is the first time out for Exile Island. I think that they're like, hey, these clues have to be very vague. We don't want somebody finding the one idol in the first episode.
Yeah. I do want to
I guess we are still
RS2 before we
technically
leave this episode, just because this is our winner, and the edit he gets in the first episode is like, everybody put your hands in, can you feel the heat? And everyone's like, no.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's fair. And
for RS.
Yeah, it is kind of weird now that you think about that. Like, this is our winner. Put your hands in and tell me when you feel the warmth. And I think, and also, yeah. And the other thing to track going through that starts here is I feel like Austin is both the mouthpiece for Austin and for Nick. Any confessional Nick had a chance at getting, Austin snaps right up. And I think I've figured out why. And it's because he has these weird sound bites. Like, he loves comparing things.
Metaphors, yeah.
Yes, he loves them. Like, he's like Sugar Ray Leonard, or just like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Like, he just...
Oh dear.
Yeah.
No,
What happened
Austin
to
is
you?
fine. I didn't mind Austin
Wounded in
this
battle.
time I watched it.
NFCS not
Yeah, I
functioning.
feel like that with Austin,
I'm
who does
amazed
get a
you were
lot
even able
of
to drag
confessionals,
yourself
but
here.
like says
This is
nothing.
gonna
But I
take a
feel like
bit,
that there must
so
have
just
been
hang
like
tight.
a couple of like producers there
This is
who
terrible.
just like really
motor
dug
cortex is full of
Austin's sense of
holes.
humor. Like, this guy's the best.
You even managed
What
to
is-
walk
oh
here.
man, like Sugar Ray Leonard. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great.
There's a moment later after Dan reveals his astronaut
Alright.
thing. He's like,
You're all
guys,
good.
I forgot to tell you, I'm John Grisham. And everyone's like, classic Austin. Like,
Yeah.
some gentle comedy from Austin.
9S.
Yes, he was an author, right? Did he ever?
Yeah.
Did he have something published after the season?
I don't think 2B
Did it
would
ever
want that
happen?
either.
What did we look up on Amazon if Austin Cardi and what his publishing record is. Let's see. I have a book club here for
now what?
our top 40 countdown. All right.
Tell him.
So in episode number 2, we get some bad storms.
Should we just end here?
Everybody's
To be honest, let's just end here.
soaked. And is this when
Next episode we'll continue on.
Shane is asking,
I
please,
think so.
God, sir, no more torrential down?